The visuals dancing on the wall there, it's really just a unique ramen experience. I can't quite say much else beyond that. You have to go to experience it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 AM Ramen, your one-way ticket to the spectacular world of ramen in Japan. I'm Frank, your ramen-loving host, and we are still in Kyoto for what is a long-haul Kyoto Ramen series. I'm not vegan, although sometimes I behave like one at home to balance things out, given how much meat I eat with ramen. I mention this because we're visiting a vegan ramen shop in Kyoto today. You'll get my full, non-vegan perspective verdict in a moment. UZU, the shop we're visiting, also isn't just about ramen. They're operated by the company behind TeamLab. You might know them or even visited one of their digital art museums in Tokyo. So, today should prove to be a lot of fun. Without further ado, here's what I experienced at Vegan Ramen UZU Kyoto.
Okay, so here's my recap from Vegan Ramen UZU, which is, again, Michelin recommended. 2 bowls. We'll start with the shoyu ramen, or as they call it, the kokiyake. And they're using a soy sauce that's called Inoue shoyu. And it was quite mellow in flavor, but as I was eating it, I was like, wow, this is very similar to high-level shoyu that you'll see in Tokyo, Kyoto, other parts of the country, almost to the point where I didn't even think about the fact that it was vegan. Of course, there weren't strong, meaty flavors in the soup or anything like that, but it was so full of flavor, and the seasoning oil, as they called it on top, probably some form of vegetable oil, was just so rich and satisfying, and it really gave the soup a full-bodied body to it. Again, I almost forgot I was eating vegan ramen. I really liked the tomato on top, the whole tomato there. It was piping hot, as was the soup. And the reason why the soup was piping hot from start to finish too was that that layer of seasoning oil was so thick. The noodles were typical to what you often see in a more delicate, high-level shoyu ramen. They weren't exactly thin, but they weren't super thick either. A little bit flat, and they did a great job of soaking up that delicately flavored soup. You had sweetness and saltiness there, but probably the sweetness was most prominent. And that was compounded by sweetness from the tomato, but also some sourness that you got there. But at least for me, I think the star of the show was the spicy miso ramen, or the yamabuki. They blend several types of miso together, along with tobanjang, or broad bean chili paste, white sesame paste as well. The noodles are thicker and also flat. And this, I think, would better be described as a full-bodied soup. It was rich from that sesame paste. It had a beautifully bold miso flavor and that tingling sensation you get with sansho numbing pepper. Again, forgetting the fact that it happened to be a vegan soup. Thicker and more full-bodied perhaps than the shoyu. But I'm glad I tried both. They were both great in their own way. And as advertised, as you'd expect, it's a very immersive experience. It's super relaxing. You don't feel rushed when you go in, which is often the case at most ramen restaurants, especially in Tokyo or Kyoto. The music that's playing, the visuals, dancing on the wall there, it's really just a unique ramen experience. I can't quite say much else beyond that. You have to go to experience it. And for me, this alongside eating ramen, it doesn't get better than this. You do have to order a drink in addition to your ramen, but that's fine. Think of it as like a table charge, and this allows you to stay a little bit longer than you normally would be able to at a ramen restaurant. They have some other items on the menu, including vegan spring rolls, for example. Of course, besides the other vegan ramen options, I'm sure they're fantastic, but not just the ramen, which I was surprisingly blown away by. Also, the overall experience is a lot of fun. And go early, because this place is definitely going to have a line if you end up going for a late dinner, let's say. But overall, very impressed with UZU, and regardless of whether you're vegan or not, it doesn't matter. This is definitely worth visiting. Add it to your ramen list.
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe.